Okay, edit something here. All right, we are live. We are broadcasting live too. Oh, what the hell? Did you delete it? Rich.
Oh, I deleted on my. I'm sorry. It didn't have a logo. I thought it was me doing a mistake on my channel.
All right, well, I mean, okay, I put it back up on your channel.
Okay.
All right, we are live on a bunch of different channels here. If you don't know who the guy next to me is who has no hair, that is Rich. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a little bit of work for my day job here, and we're going to talk about the new rule as I do that.
Yeah. So looks like 2 p.m. today. The clown circus will start.
And I will be going live at 2 p.m. today. I don't know if Rich will be joining me.
I'm gonna do my best. I haven't checked my calendar yet.
All right, Rich will be joining 2 p.m. The White House has put out a release. Some people are saying that it says that upper receivers need to be serialized.
Well, so the paragraph talking about that
Uh,
seems to say it's ambiguous what a receiver is, and they're going to clarify it.
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think that I still don't think it's going to be the upper receivers being serialized.
Yeah, it kind of sounds a little stumblebum worded. It isn't too articulate and clear.
Yeah, so I don't see that being like the issue. I mean, it might be, but who knows. But at 2 p.m. I will be going live to cover the Jackass and Chiefs press conference, also known as Mr. Dementia. He had a superpower. That's what his superpower name would be, Mr. Dementia. So we'll be going live and covering that. Right now, it's poorly worded, the actual thing. So I think it talks about split receivers, which is the AR-15 and stuff like that. But I still don't think we're going to have to serialize upper receivers. I could be wrong, but we will see. In the future, it does, from what I saw, it does leave that as a possibility in the future. It does. The only thing, okay, JSD Supply is in there. Yeah, okay, JSD Supply is reading on the whitehouse.org what they said. Basically, what they said is the stuff we already know. The only thing that changed is it went from 90 days to 60 days in the final rule. I know the White House there was some scrambling behind the scenes going on last night, and they ended up with 120 days. The reason that probably is because legally they were squabbling behind the scenes. Biden would much prefer to have it go into effect with like no grace period, but there was a bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes, which they're trying to figure out how many days that they actually could get away with.
They have to hire new AFT agents to enforce all of this.
Yeah. Okay. This is the deal, right? I don't think it's going to be enforced.
And what does that mean?
I don't think anyone's like the only person ever charged with violating the ghost gun thing, right? Not the ghost gun thing. I sound like Biden there. The bump stock thing with
You know
people
the thing.
that was convicted of another crime.
So it's an enhancement. It's not a sole crime.
From what I've seen in the past, yes, that's what has happened. I am looking all over the place because if you don't have your polymer 80, you need to get it if you want one. That's all I am saying. I am going to go ahead and buy one right now.
I have an order into JST this morning for a number of products, and I will be at the West Palm Beach Gun Show this weekend.
The gray PF940 V2 is still in stock.
Boop. I need one of those for a customer.
The black is in stock. So yes. So I am going to go ahead and go to JSD Supply, and I am going to buy one. And I still want my blue titanium, Jordan. If you have one in stock, let me know.
What? There's a Sabara Prince got a blue titanium.
And I am going to check out here. I am going to use code CRUMP for $10 off and free shipping.
You mean one of these, John? I'll hold it upside down. You mean blue titanium like this color?
Yes. Oh, you did? Oh, Jordan sent me one. Really?
Unless it got intercepted and sent to me. Was that the one Dark picked up on your doorstep and sent to me?
Probably. Dark. He interrupted me watching Saved by the Bell last night. So right now, that's all we know. We're going to be doing more as it comes along, and more.
Hold on, Crumpy. Let me drop the links. Let me pull up my StreamYard here.
Okay.
So Jared had a good video this morning. He read through that and add commentary to it. I think you want to read the fact sheet, John. So give me a second here. I am going to drop it in the public area.
All right.
So
do you want to read the fact sheet to everyone?
Yeah, we can go through this. So I'm dropping the link for the fact sheet. I'm going to drop what we got here from Pennsylvania Gun Rights on IG. So
I don't know where you got that from.
Jordan, JSD.
He didn't get that from Jordan from JSD.
Oh, okay. You got that from somewhere? Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't get that from anywhere.
No, I got sent this from Jordan.
I know. I know, but I don't know where Pennsylvania Gun Rights got that from.
Oh, okay. All right. So what they're saying, Pennsylvania Gun Rights is claiming 120 days for the rule to go into effect.
Well, that I can see.
Okay, you know that's a fact?
No, I don't. I'm saying
okay.
I can see that. There's something on the whitehouse.org.
Yes, and that's what I dropped. The other link is whitehouse.gov briefing room statements, releases, fact sheet. Biden administration cracks down on ghost guns and ensures that the ATF has the leadership it needs for our new gun laws. Bluster, bullshit. Okay, so Jordan says he's waiting to see where Pennsylvania Gun Rights got their information from. West Palm Beach Gun Show, where West Palm Beach Gun Show is West Palm Beach, Florida. So that'll be this weekend. I've got to reserve my table. I haven't reserved a table yet there, but that's where I will be this weekend. And I got to finalize an order with JSD. And
just read the rule.
Okay, so fact sheet, blog, guns, etc. So today, President Biden, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco will deliver remarks in the Rose Garden to announce additional steps the administration is taking to combat gun crime, ensuring that the ATF has leadership it needs to enforce our common sense gun laws. You know, when they say common sense, it means bullshit. The BATFE, ATF, our top federal law enforcement agency responsible for ensuring common sense gun laws, mind you, you know what that means. The president is nominating Steve Diedelbach, it's Diedelbach, to serve as director of the ATF. Deedlebug has highly respected former U.S. attorney and career prosecutor who spent over 2 decades as a prosecutor in the U.S. Department of Justice. He received bipartisan praise and support from law enforcement for his work in 2009. He was unanimously confirmed to his position of U.S. Attorney for North District of Ohio. He has a proven track record of working with federal, state, and local enforcement to fight crime and combat domestic violent extremism, PTA members, and religious violence, including thorough partnerships with the ATF to prosecute complex cases and take down violent criminal gangs. Deedlebug also worked closely with local law enforcement and community leaders to develop, implement data-driven neighborhood-based efforts to prevent and fight crime. Preventing crime is a big deal. Fought crime. I saw a movie about that. His leadership and his record of innovation in fighting crime and violence make him ready from day one to aggressively and creatively, yes, that's what it says, address these pressing issues at the director of ATF instead of as the director of ATF. All right, so they don't spell much. Cracking down on ghost guns, the weapons of choice for many violent criminals. That's right. First, you get one of these, you spend about an hour building it, you go to, a range to test it, and then, because that's the problem, not the criminals being on the street and released early. So today, the President and Deputy Attorney General will also announce that the U.S. Department of Justice has issued a final rule to rein in proliferation of ghost guns, unserialized, privately made firearms that law enforcement are increasingly recovering from crime scenes in cities across the country. Last year alone, there were approximately 20,000 suspected, not known, but suspected ghost guns reported to the ATF as have being recovered by law enforcement in criminal investigations, a 10-fold increase from 2016. Because ghost guns lack serial numbers marked on the firearms, law enforcement has an exceedingly difficult time tracing ghost guns found at crime scene back to the individual purchaser. We all know, if you serialize a firearm with something like this, won't commit a crime. Just won't commit a crime. The final rule bans the business of manufacturing the most accessible ghost guns, such as unserialized buy, build, shoot kits by individuals that can go into an online store without a background check and readily assemble it into a working firearm in as little as 30 minutes with equipment they have at home, or hardware stores that sell pipes, end caps, and roofing nails where you could assemble a slam-fire shotgun on your way out to the parking lot of your car. Oh no, it didn't say that. This rule clarifies that these kits qualify as firearms under the Gun Control Act. So an act that already exists, they're saying, yeah, we're gonna stretch it, it means more.
Yeah, don't you love how they do that?
Yeah, it's like, you remember this rule? Guess what it means now. Today at 2 p.m., it's going to mean something different. Now I lost my place. Therefore, become licensed serial number receiver. Commercial sellers of these kits must become federally licensed and run background checks prior to a sale, just like they have to do with other commercially made firearms. And I hope my Home Depot and all hardware stores become FFLs, because like I said, in 10 minutes, I can turn 4 of their products into a firearm, 4 different SKUs. The final rule will help turn some ghost guns already in circulation into serialized firearms. Through this rule, the Justice Department is requiring federally licensed dealers and gunsmiths taking unserialized firearms into inventory to serialize that weapon. For example, if an individual builds a firearm at home and then sells it to a pawnbroker or another federally licensed dealer, the dealer must put a serial number into the weapon before selling it to a customer. This is a requirement that will apply regardless of how the firearm was made, meaning it includes ghost guns made from individual parts, kits, or by 3D printers. The rule builds on the Biden administration Prior executive action to rein in the proliferation of ghost guns in February 2022, the U.S. Department of Justice announced National Ghost Gun Enforcement Initiative, which is training a national cadre of prosecutors and disseminating investigation and prosecution tool to help bring cases against those who used ghost guns to commit crimes. As President Biden said during an event in New York, police department headquarters, if you use a ghost gun to commit a crime, you are not only are state and local prosecutors going to come after you, but expect federal charges and federal prosecution as well. Additional executive action to reduce gun violence. Today's final rule includes 2 additional actions to make our community safer. The first final rule. I love that it's the first final rule, that none of the rules prior were final rules, but this one is the final rule. Ensures that firearms with split receivers, sounds like an AR-15, subject to regulations requiring serial numbers and background checks when purchased from licensed dealer, manufacturer, or importer decades ago. ATF issued a regulation defining a frame or receiver of a firearm as the part that is regulated by the Gun Control Act, meaning that the part where the part that triggers federal serialization, background check, and other requirements. At that time, many firearms in the United States were single-framed firearms, like revolvers, that house the key components in a single structure. However, we have seen increasing popularity in firearms using split multi-part receivers. I'm going to stop right there because so you have things like a Stryborg, an AR-15. There's many other firearms that have an upper and lower receiver, and it's been kind of ambiguous as to how they determine what the firearm is. And right now, a lower receiver on an AR-15, where the fire control group is the serialized part, and you can order any upper and have it shipped to your house. So when I read up to this part, it seems to me like they're going to be having 2 serial numbers on an AR-15, and an AR-15 will actually be 2 firearms. But they seem to continue talking about it as though it's clarifying. And we all know when the ATF clarifies, it usually means a fist goes somewhere.
Well, I mean, I was always told that they were going to be clarifying that, basically saying what we decide is our receiver will be a receiver. And I think that's still the case here. I just think it's poorly written.
Yeah, like it was written in a hurry. So receivers that house the key components in multiple structures. Some courts have recently interpreted the decades-old text in a way that, if broadly applied, would mean that as many as 90% of firearms in the United States today would not have a frame or receiver subject to federal regulation. The final rule updates the regulatory definition of frame and receiver to ensure that firearms with split or multi-part receivers continue to be covered by common sense gun laws. Now, I think what they're referencing here is cases about AR-15 lowers, and then they go to court, and then the court drops, or the ATF drops the case against the individual. Does that sound right, John?
Yeah, that's actually happened a bunch. Like in California, Southern California, there was a guy that was making 80%, and they charged him. But Dan O'Kelly, who is basically a thorn in the ATF side, was able to convince the courts that he didn't actually violate any law. So the ATF dropped the lawsuit because they were about to lose.
So it seems like that paragraph is designed to fix, and I hate to say the word loophole, but that loophole.
Yeah.
The second and final rule requires that federally licensed firearm dealers retain key records until they shut down. What the fuck? So no longer will it be they have to maintain the records for 20 years and destroy them.
Yeah, I'll take any question that you want.
So I'm going to read, you tell me to stop. Until they shut down their business. At that time, the dealers must transfer the records to the ATF, where they'll be scanned and put into a database. I added that. They are currently required to do that at the end of license activity. Not exactly true. Previously, these dealers were permitted to destroy the records after 20 years. That's correct. Making it harder for law enforcement to trace. You mean a database? FATA crime scenes. According to ATF's National Tracing Center, the average of more than 1,300 firearms a year are untraceable because federally licensed firearm dealer destroyed the relevant records that were more than 20 years old. Look, if the gun wasn't involved in a crime in the first 20 years, it was stolen from somebody and then later used in a crime. This is complete horse hockey. Implementing the president's comprehensive gun control reduction strategy. This is just happy horse crap and victory lap, yay me stuff. I'm not reading it. So 2 p.m. today, count on a Rose Garden, yay me. We're gonna, nominate a new guy to the ATF that's gonna be just as bad of a gun grabber as the last guy. And by the way, piecing information together, you got 120 days to buy as many of these as you can.
And guess what? I just placed an order.
I got an invoice I got to do with Jordan momentarily after we finish this conversation.
Yes, it will be 2 p.m. today. We'll be covering it
Eastern
live.
Daylight Time,
yeah, watching the evil guy that's in the White House. I don't think he's evil. I think he's just an idiot, and he's
a pawn. He's an empty shell, an empty suit. 120 days. Yeah. So information as it was coming out this weekend. I wouldn't bank on 60 or 120 days just yet, but those are the two numbers we've heard.
I don't know. I know that they were discussing at the White House. The White House basically wanted like 30 days. ATF wanted 90 days. According to the New York Times, they settled on 60 days. Now we're hearing it might be 120 days.
I'll tell you what, the other combination of things that could make both of these true is that one rule will be 60 days and one rule will be 120 days. So it still could be that, serializing, let's say they do 60 days on clarifying upper receiver, lower receiver type thing. No, 120 days on frames.
Okay, right here. No, I don't think we're really sure what's going on with that yet. So with want to know so complete uppers are banned. We do not know. What I think it is that they left it kind of ambiguous so they can do whatever the hell they want. I don't believe that they're going to be banned or regulated, but we'll have to get the official rule. I do know the official rule is 350 pages. I did get to read through some of it. Yay. All transparency. Yes, I got to read through some of it. Most of the stuff I read through, I got to check out was dealing with suppressors. Which suppressors tubes are now receivers, which is kind of weird. I'm sorry.
I heard you say that.
Stealing your. There it goes. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Basically, modular suppressors, they're gonna have a hard time because they're gonna have to serialize every little thing on there.
No, so if there's 10 parts, it has to go 1 through 10 on it, or is it all the same serial number, or does it reference that it goes into this receiver?
Yeah. M. Gabriel says, doesn't the Administrative Procedure Act require 60 days? You are correct.
Good.
That's why they were like, no. I mean, that's why when the White House wanted 30 days, like you can't do 30 days. But and that's why when some people were saying, hey, it's gonna kick in right away, but whatever. I was like, no, that's not. Okay, modular suppressors. Okay, let's talk about this for a second, right? Modular suppressors, it will still be one tax stamp, still on one form. It's just each part of the modular suppressor must be serialized individually. But it's still one form, one serial number. Just you have to put them on a lot. And a lot of them are, if I can Let me show you what. Let me.
So modular suppressor is one where you can change the number of baffles in it.
Yeah, yeah. I want to show what the issue is going to be here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this 6-hour one really quick. Let me just open this up in a new tab. And I'll show you what the issue is going to run into, right?
And I'm going to drop the link for what I read again.
Drop the link for what you read in there. But this is going to be one of the issues, right? Right here, this is a modular suppressor from SIG, right? Let me try to blow this up a little bit. All right, this might be better. All right, this is a modular suppressor from SIG. And, okay, that didn't really look too well. Ah, damn. Now it's just rich. Okay, dude, this. All right.
StreamYard much?
All right. If you notice, like each one of these little lines here, you can see a bunch of different baffles, so you can make it a different size. So with this, it is all going to be still serialized under one form, one serial number.
Now, what crime will that prevent?
I don't know.
Oh,
I guess because if they find one, but right here, this is the only part that needed the end part, end cap, the one that doesn't change, that it has to be mounted. That's where the serial number. You can see where the serial number is. If you look towards the end, if you look at the like the black stripes, it's 1, 2 up. You see the serial number and everything, right? The new rule is going to make it so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All these are going to have to be serialized. So even though that
and that's going to be free, because you're just going to be able to walk into an FFL and say, by the way, could you serialize all of these?
No. If you already own it, you don't have to worry about it. But these are for new. SIG, before they sell them, or the dealer before they sell them, is going to have to serialize every single.
So there's a grandfather clause and all that.
There's not a grandfather clause. It just deals with the transfer.
Mm-hmm. So if I own it, that's one thing. But if I own one and want to sell to you, John, each baffle has to be serialized.
Yeah.
So that it's not grandfathered. It's just if I own it and don't transfer it,
then you don't have to do anything. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's just
And who has to put the serial number in it, and how does that get put into a database?
It's the same serial number as the original.
Okay.
It just has to be duplicated across all baffles, across all sections of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is the 18? No, the 4473s will remain the same. So basically, it's only one line on the 4473. It's only one line everywhere. It's just it has to be duplicated across all baffles. What if it's inherited? That's a good question. I'm not really sure on that one. I would assume that
trust, no.
Trust in this case would be an advantage.
Yep.
It would be an advantage because you could have multiple people on the trust. So that's one of the sections I did see. The majority of what I saw was ATF responding to the comments. The rule is 350 pages, and a good majority of that is the ATF responding to the comments.
So that's the other thing. I love the whole comment section. So overwhelmingly, all of the comments were against these kinds of things, but they're doing whatever they want anyhow.
Wes did with his like script, pulled down all the comments, and he was able to classify them as pro or negative.
I love BW firearms. Boom. He said, "This is just the Clinton assault weapon ban again. It doesn't mean shit. The industry will adopt and continue to sell what they sell now."
Well, Cody from Defense Distributed, Cody Wilson. They've already adapted.
Yep. Yeah, they have what they call a 0% lower on their Ghost Gunner 3. I kind of jokingly call the Ghost Gunner 3.5. It's a 3-part AR-15 lower receiver. So the part that houses the fire control group is what you're machining from basically blank stock. You'll have to buy the buffer tube threaded portion and then the magwell portion, and then they go together. But Cody said that in the future you will be able to buy a hunk of metal sometime this year without any.
It's already out.
It's already out.
Yeah.
Not what I saw at SHOT Show is what you're talking about. The further enhancement. Because basically, right now the receiver that I saw at SHOT Show is 3 pieces. You have to buy 2 of them from Defense Distributed.
Yeah, that's out, but that gets around the law.
Yeah, that's how that gets around the law. But what they're talking about is a further enhancement to that later this year, you're going to be able to get a block of aluminum and do 100% of the machining yourself without any precursor parts from anybody. So right now, it's a little bit of a marketing phrase. They're calling it a 0% lower, but effectively, in the future, it will be a hunk of aluminum that you're going to be chucking into Ghost Gunner 3, and you're going to.
Chris Rodriguez is talking about a 0% suppressor. There's already a company working on it. That is all I'm going to say on that one. Yeah. So that is what's going on here at 2 p.m. I see Dark out there as well. What's up, Dark? At 2 p.m. they will be dropping the roll and everything else.
So
they'll be announcing the roll.
If it seems to me that they're saying buy, build, shoot kits. They don't say that they're legal now, but they say in 60 or 120 days, when they firmly announce their date, that they will be illegal. Or did it say that? Or if serializing the lower just is everything, is that the whole ball of wax?
You got to serialize the lower. I mean, once the lower serialized, you do.
So then that kind of negates the buy, build, shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. As I'm looking to see if anything's posted, nothing is posted yet on the National Register.
So, according to what we know now, if you do have an 80% firearm, there are no changes. The only change with regards to a 3D printed or 80% firearm is that if it goes to an FFL, the FFL will have to serialize it. FFL or, pawn shop, that kind of thing.
The roll has not been printed yet. It has not been released. They have just released different things. I still don't think that you're going to need to have uppers serialized. I could be wrong on that.
It's ambiguous. It didn't say we're going to make sure that AR-15 lowers are the firearm. It just, yes, it was ambiguous. So look, they keep redefining the NFA. There's no reason they can't keep redefining all of these other things.
Yeah, serial numbers do not.
Yeah, you put this number on your gun, it will never commit a crime. That's 100% guaranteed.
No. If you print out something at home, you don't need to take it to an FFL to get it serialized, unless you take it in to get it worked on, or you sell it to the FFL.
Right. So no word on slides right now.
Yeah, that is totally ambiguous.
So I didn't even think about, they talked about revolvers being a firearm, and then they talked about components that 90% of the guns in the United States. I was thinking initially they meant AR-15s, and I know AR-15s are not 90% of the guns in the United States, but I think what they're talking about is the combination of AR-15s and semi-automatic pistols.
Yes,
That
that's exactly
you
what they mean.
have a slide and a barrel in the upper portion of a pistol, and the trigger fire control group in the grip of a pistol. I wonder what this would mean with respect to something like the MUP-1, the SIG P320 fire control group. So in the SIG P320, the serialized item is the trigger portion, and you can put that into any frame, and therefore the lower the frame and the slide with the barrel is not a firearm. So you could, let's see, I'm looking at a number of MUP-1s in my private collection over there, ready to be built. So I don't know if that's going to claim that the plastic that the MUP-1 fits in the SIG 320 fire control group is now a firearm and requires to be serialized. That's going to be interesting to see what that means.
Thank you for the $10 super chat, Chris.
Very nice.
Wants to know if AR uppers are going to be serialized. It's ambiguous. Some people read it as that. I'm not reading it as that. I'm reading it as the receiver, the serialized part is going to be what we say it is.
Uh-huh.
I could be wrong, but we won't know for sure until we read the final rule. So anything else before we get out of here?
No, I think that's about it. So 2 o'clock today, stay frosty. We'll have information as it comes, or heckle it as it is live.
Yep. Dark, do you want us to broadcast to your channel? Let us know. But Rich, will you do the thumbnail, please?
For today, 2 p.m. Okay.
Yeah. And who do we have on at 1:05?
Crap. Is it JM Tactical? Where's my calendar? Serious, guys, I haven't even had my coffee yet.
Well, we'll go get your coffee. We'll figure it out. I think it's Kiefer from JM Tactical, but I'm not sure.
That sounds right.
All
right. Waiting for the calendar.
Well, we'll see you guys at 2 p.m. if you want to join us to heckle the geriatric in chief. And yeah,
it says Mikey. Oh, Monday? No, I got that wrong. No, that's Tuesday. Sorry. Looking at the calendar wrong. I think you're right. I think it is Kiefer.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to join us at 2 p.m., you guys are more than welcome to join us. If not, I'll see you there. If not, have a great day. And with that, I think that is it, and we are out of here, guys. Bye. Have a great day.
Later, Gators.